Hey, I'm Cameron Parker,
I'm Carlin,
and we are
the
the
Parkers.
Parkers. Yes, thank you for joining our channel and coming in here to watch. Be sure to like,
Comment,
subscribe.
and share.
There we go. Got it all right. We're probably pointing all different ways, but that's okay.
You got it.
You got it. Now sit back and enjoy.
God, I wish it was back in the 90s sometimes.
Sometimes.
Everything was like, okay, it's fun.
Okay.
It's just comedy. Now everybody has to be critical and, oh, this is an agenda.
Happy New Year, everybody.
We're back. 2024.
There we go. There we go. And brother, we had to jump on here real quick because the new year has already started off in a firestorm.
The girls are fighting.
They are fighting because, give it up to Shannon Sharp, first of all. Club Shay Shay, he's been doing the thing.
See, we need to be talent pickers. Like, we've been saying Shannon was a star like decades ago, but everybody's finally catching up.
Finally catching up. The man has over 10 million views right now for his Katt Williams interview.
Shannon.
I mean, has it been 48 hours?
Right.
That has been out. But this interview, and let me tell you, today I finally finished it all, but I was not bored one time. Sitting there watching the whole 2 hour and 45-minute video on this, and it is crazy. And we have a lot of thoughts, but we're going to keep this one short and sweet and stuff, and just really get in some of the main things that we have, some opinions about. They might not be
popular. We like to skirt the edge sometimes.
You gotta be a little racy sometimes. But there's a mix. There are two basically perspectives that came out from this. One is the dominant perspective of this being hilarious as hell,
which it was, completely,
regardless of what I say later on in this video.
With nuance,
very nuanced. Oh my gosh! And when he called Cedric the Entertainer a walrus, and he did the whole can he get his arms off his stomach, little thing,
the short arms.
That is really, but that was Cedric the Entertainer.
Cedric the Entertainer.
Cedric sitting here telling you why he ain't a movie star. He over here look like a walrus. You didn't say nothing. He can't even get his arms off his stomach sitting over here. Why I'm not a movie star. What?
I died. I mean, there was so many hilarious parts. I mean, the Ricky Smiley and Tyler Perry.
Yes.
What they only good for?
Wearing a dress, being a woman.
He said they can't play a man and save their life. That was hilarious.
I mean, I didn't see any fault in that.
Right. Oh my gosh. It was funny. And I would say, I do, brother, do you agree with his kind of assessment of the comedians? The main. Now, I feel like a lot of people took some strays.
Poor Earthquake. Earthquake, he did not need that stray. We did not need to know that Earthquake cannot read. Oh, that was not necessary.
There were quite a few. There were Chris Tucker taking hits.
Everybody right.
Calling him Epstein Island. No, sir. We know he was on a plane to Africa with him.
Yeah, he said he was going to save lives. So we're going to stick with that story.
We're going to stick with that.
Further notice.
There were a lot. And I'm sure y'all all know that got everybody laughing. But the overall, I say, of the main core that he goes after.
It was
Steve,
hilarious.
Ricky, Said, Faison.
I think there's some truth in there, especially Steve Harvey gets a pass a lot. He gets a pass. Poor Mark Curry. Mark Curry was like on the verge of being a superstar until he did Steve Harvey a solid, and Steve Harvey said, "Get out the way, Mark. I'm taking your spot."
He did. He definitely did.
Yes. So that's I think overall, to answer your question, that I think he hit some strikes there.
Definitely out the park. And we know, even with Steve, it just makes me think. I remember Mary Harvey told us a couple of years ago, he wasn't never homeless. There's a lot of made up stories out there, they say, with Steve Harvey now.
That was made up. Well, those white people did come on that stage and was hugging him like they really helped Steve Harvey out get to New York City and all that kind of stuff. Maybe there's some half truths in there.
Yeah, I think there were some hard times. You know, who don't have hard times?
Everybody has hard times.
Yeah, but maybe some stuff is a little stretch. Now that part we're all in. I'm all in with him, and I understand kind of how he feels to a degree when it comes to some of these things. And I think, Chad, you stole that joke. I mean, even if it's changed up a little bit, now it's a spaceship and all this stuff, and who cares though? I mean, that's so long ago. I don't know. But I won't say who cares. So, plagiarism that's been big in our country lately.
Allegedly.
Well, no, she plagiarized. But it's a whole different story about how that even got brought out.
You about to lose your job, and she lost that job. Stop stealing people.
But, all right, can I just get to what, though, I am so bothered by with this thing? And I'm tired. Okay, there are a couple of things. One, I am tired of seeing all the comments of, Katt Williams is exposing it. He's exposing Hollywood and the truth.
Is there anything left to be exposed in Hollywood? I thought that was done, that's so 1995.
All right. Isn't that so last year? Beyond last year. That's so
a couple decades ago. Y'all a little late.
Or something. It's just so
the 1990s call back and they were
okay.
Whatever.
What is new about Hollywood? Y'all have been saying this stuff about Hollywood all my life. It's full of deviant behavior and this and that, and the homosexuals are running rampant and run everything and da-da-da.
It's been Hollyweird for a very long time.
Right.
So I'm not interested in that story anymore.
I'm not. I'm just yawn at all that.
And to me, it's the arts. Hello?
Okay.
Queers are in the arts. I know they're movie stars and rappers and all this other stuff.
Yes.
But it's the arts, baby.
So, no doubt, some probably weird things probably happen.
Of course it does. Well, I wouldn't say it's weird.
Well, I wouldn't say, I would say uncomfortable, or maybe even some things that maybe
some people, if you're forced to do it, it's weird. But, I think people are really willing and eager to do it.
So that part bothered me. But going further with that, all right, so it's two things. The first issue I want to take up is this whole issue of gatekeeping. Katt seemed to have a big problem. What it came down to is the gatekeeping between certain individuals.
I don't require anybody to be better. Who am I? I just require if you're a loser and you've taken shortcuts at every chance, and you've made sure that you didn't put anybody on that really had a work ethic and was a God-fearing person, and you helped it. If that was never you, then don't act like that's you. When our people call out for help, we gotta understand. You know what I mean? We put too much pressure on Tyler Perry. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He ain't put nobody on. The people that been in his productions, they not famous. All of them can walk through the mall without security. Be what you're gonna be, but put your people on. If you a gay person and you in there, put some other gay people on. Put somebody on. Or don't be wondering why people keep saying gatekeepers. Because clearly, y'all are keeping these gates.
And he named that core, definitely dealing with Steve, dealing with Kevin Hart. He talks about Tyler Perry and all them saying how they not putting people on, and, don't act like you pull people up if you never done that before, and you're not doing that when you're there. This whole part kept confusing me, because the whole argument with Katt, the other second part that bothered me is the whole moral superiority that we're going to get into. Say that for last. But you don't want to be a part of Hollywood and all this, but then you're concerned about the gatekeeping and people not getting in.
So why are you concerned if you don't want to be a part of it?
I couldn't follow this. I was so confused.
And it's weird to me. And the whole thing with gatekeeping, That's everywhere. Like people work with who they are familiar with. It happens in sports. It happens in everyday life. Nepotism. People hire relatives all the time, or people get poached from this job to that job with people that they've worked with in the past.
Okay.
So it's a part of life.
Don't you hear this all the time in the job? Like, oh, this person don't want to teach me or train me because they trying to hold on to something for themselves. Exactly. Or they don't want me to take their position. And things of that nature. And it's to a degree, I don't even know if it's necessarily accurate, the gatekeeping, because I do think these people do put people on, and they
absolutely
give people opportunities and things of that nature.
And some of these people who would not know who they were if it were not for the work they've done with certain individuals. So
absolutely. So I was kind of confused with that whole little argument part and beef there because he expressed how he's not jealous, and he's okay.
Right.
He's glad where he is. So what is this about?
And they're gatekeeping something that you don't want to be a part of. So
yes.
You've expressed this over and over and over the lost opportunities because you did not want to be a part of it. So,
but it was hilarious to watch you take them down, though. The way that you did it,
I was laughing.
Now I was laughing,
yes,
all the way through. But the part I was not laughing at, that really I think bugged me the most, is this whole moral superiority thing. And
yes,
so when he gets to the lines of talking about how his goal in Hollywood was to make it to this point and still have a virgin asshole and not suck any dicks.
Remember, my goal was to get this far in Hollywood and still have a virgin asshole. And never has sucked a penis. That was my only goal.
Oh God! Why straight men so compelled to talk about assholes and dicks all the time?
All the time. And everything was about the men wearing dresses and not conforming to this. And so criticizing Kevin Hart for doing it, criticizing Martin, when he wanted to bring him on in the Big Mama's house. And
we get in that office and this fool pull out Big Mama's house too. I almost died. And I gotta read this script in front of all these good white people, where this nigga want me to get in a dress with him. And I'm literally saying to everybody, why is he in a dress again? You already played the old lady as an FBI agent. We can play anything now. We can be playing a dog catcher this time. Why do we need to be in a dress? And I get so mad, I say, you don't want me. You want Brandon T. Jackson. And that's who they went and got. Twice I said it, they went and got him. Just like I'm telling you, I had that other dude's work. I had all of it. All I did was say, I want to punch it up so it's not offensive to real niggas. And that's how I got in this position. That's what they all end up saying at the end of the day. Kevin told you he wasn't going to wear no dress until they offered him the dress, and then he put it on. And what did he say after he wore it? I made my own decision. Duh. But you didn't make it before they brought it up, did you? It's okay. It's all right.
Talk about Ricky Smiley, how he put it in his contract that, the only way I do another movie with him is if he wear a dress and da-da-da-da-da. Like, and this whole... Can we stop? In 2024, I used to have this kind of similar opinion years ago. Whenever about
Christianized.
I was Christianized.
The Christianizing will get you bamboozled.
They always trying to put us in dresses and da-da-da-da. And then when I actually researched it and looked, I said, wait a minute. Men in dresses is one of the oldest comedy tropes that there is.
Hello?
And it's not a black man in dress thing. Hello? The majority of your top white actors,
hello,
Tom Hanks, Robin Williams, you can keep going down the list. Since the 50s, in movies, they have been doing this.
And just like everything, drag has been a stolen art form from our community, the black community, into like the mainstream. It's been around since the 1870s.
Right.
What is actually on record, I'm pretty sure it's around way before then. I wish these people would learn about William Dorsey Swann.
Hello.
And maybe learn some queer black history and they have respect for certain things. Like drag queens and trans people have given you the rights that you have today.
Okay.
So, and it has been used in comedic form forever, for generations. So, and then it had nothing to do with whether you're gay, straight, or anything. It was gay people in it, straight people in it, bi people, whatever. Just people. People have done drag forever.
This idea that it's the Illuminati or they're trying
some
to
gay agenda,
black men, and
please
stop with that. People,
it's the arts. It's just comedy.
Arts and comedy. Now you might, if you want to say an argument of maybe laziness, with writers, we're doing this. We've seen this a million times, but people stick to formulas that work. They're like, this formula works, so we're gonna keep doing it.
Exactly.
Money talks. You could I would criticize, but men don't often think about this because we are, as men, you have an advantage in this country. But I would be more angry about white men really doing these tropes of black women, because all these things are certain tropes of black women whenever they play in these roles that I would have a more critical analysis for versus emasculating men. But these arguments, they fall by the wayside. And just take Eddie Murphy. If he never did Nutty Professor with what he did, that's talent.
It was amazing. Right. Nobody was like, oh, he's in a dress. I can't watch this. It's not funny anymore. God, I wish it was back in the 90s sometimes.
Sometimes.
Everything was like, okay, it's fun. It's just comedy. Now everybody has to be critical and, oh, this is an agenda. They're trying to take us down. They're trying to make men are not men anymore. No, men are still men. People still out here having babies. It's okay. The cycle continues to go on.
Right.
It's okay.
So it kills me. Ever since Dave Chappelle became like the poster boy for when he famously turned down, working with Martin and putting on the dress, that became like the standard bearer. Like, oh, look at it. He's standing up
for his priorities.
Okay. I'm like, that's fine. You can have whatever moral complex that you have, which I don't understand what morals really have to do with it, but don't expect everyone to share that opinion. And if the role is there and they want to be in the movies and they want to make something and they see a bigger picture and they're like, hey, this is funny to me anyway.
And if you think critically about it, right? If you think critically about it, I mean, men in this country and all over the world were wearing dresses all the time until like the mid 1800s. Because
say a little bit louder for the people.
Until the mid 1800s, and the reason they changed is because your slave masters got some money in their pockets and thought they were better than everybody else. So they said, instead of wearing dresses, we're going to wear suits so we can be distinguished, and pants so we can stand out in front of stand out before everybody. So because we're rich and you're poor, so we're going to segregate ourselves from you. So now we're all bought into the white supremacy, and now all men have to reach a certain standard. We all have to make sure we're not wearing a dress. Blah 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 blah. It's all white supremacy. And y'all just upholding white supremacy all the time. Y'all love it.
You love it.
Y'all love holding this white supremacist trope.
If you grew up in another country or in another culture somewhere, you'll probably be wearing.
You'll be wearing a dress.
It would be. It
would be no problem.
Wouldn't even think about it. So that bothered the mess out of me, and he takes it even further because which I do agree, like homosexuality doesn't have to be used as a punchline. Like I agree whenever he was talking about that.
Line.
Yeah, when he was talking about the whole R word and stuff with the scene and everything. Like
I definitely agree with that.
Definitely.
That was ridiculous.
Definitely agree with that. However, that really played out and stuff. But sir, you use homosexuality as a joke yourself throughout the whole interview.
Yes. All the time.
But it was like in a way, it was in a different way. It wasn't like in this slapstick comedic way, but it was just always like like I'm not, like I'm above that.
I'm above all this.
We told the blunt story. Oh gosh, like I prefer my blunts. I prefer female saliva.
Just ridiculous.
If you're all the saliva that got to go and roll in blunts, if you've been smoking with all them dudes for all these years, that's a lot of unwanted saliva in your mouth. I prefer my saliva to be from females.
I mean, it's just an obsession for me. I'm obsessed. I don't get it.
I don't get it. And it was driving me crazy. I just want to go through that screen and just choke your little 5'5" self and bam. But no, you say you bigger in person and people ain't ready.
That's what he said. Oops, that was
dropping your phone. Ready for war. You get ready for battle.
Hello.
So that was irritating to me. Quite irritating. But overall,
I'm like Nene Leakes. No more dinglings. I don't like dinglings. Can we stop with the dingling talks and asshole talks?
Police. It is tired. And stop with this agenda and this and that. And it is so exhausting.
And leave the Illuminati out of it. We know they exist. And people are fine with them.
And we don't care.
The world is their decision. Hello.
Why are we worried about what other people are doing? Sir, you don't even want to be here.
Right.
That's the part I'm still confused.
Like, they want to sell their soul, let them sell it.
Okay. What does that have to do with you?
It's not yours.
I'm so confused. So I would just say I left the interview confused because you're not jealous or anything and not being put on. You're good with where you are. But then you have beef with how they got on and you kind of call them lazy. And they don't do.
This is weird. It's weird. Me personally, if I don't like you, I don't think about you. Not a second of the day.
Okay. I think they all just need to get in the ring somewhere and box it out.
Comedians are weird.
This needs
they always have this kind of be. They're like athletes. So he was right with Shannon. It's like, they're like athletes. They're very competitive, and if they don't like you, then my crew don't like you. If I don't like you, my whole crew don't like you. So that's why he got beef with Steve and Sad and Ricky and all them.
And sir, there's no way from 8 to 12 years old that you read 3,000 books a year. So don't ever say that again, Katt. But I believe maybe you meant 3,000 pages. Maybe. That's what I'm gonna comment.
Well, he didn't understand how long the books were.
Child, but it's still who is reading 3,000? How many? Where are you even getting that many books from? Does the library even have that many books? 3,000 is quite a lot.
Probably back then because nothing else to do. I'm assuming. But maybe it's Cat in the Hat and Green Eggs in the Ham.
Are you going to school? Are you doing anything else? Are you having dinner? Are you like, who's just 3,000?
That's a lot.
It's 365 days in a year.
Has he read 3,000 books in his total life?
You so that's 10, at least 10 books a day, 9 books a day.
Maybe he's an insatiable reader.
Okay. And there you have it. My brother believes you, Katt. He might be the only person.
Did I say that? I didn't say that. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Lies, lies, lies.
The lies.
And Ludacris' wife didn't deserve that. There were a couple of things that were out of pocket.
Now raise your hand if you went and looked up Luda's wife to see what she looked like. The whole world is guilty.
That was mean.
That was very mean. She is. That was not nice. That was so mean.
That was really mean.
Very mean.
But he said the Illuminati gets you light-skinned women, but she's not even biracial. But anyway.
Do you think Shannon was a little uncomfortable with that?
Very.
We know what he likes.
That's what he said. Come on, man. Come on. We can't do that. But yes. Now, I'm sure we might have more thoughts to come in the future, but we're going to keep this short and sweet with there. Let us know what you thought about Katt's comedy special. Oh, not comedy special. It was a comedy special.
Yes. But at the end of the day, Katt, we appreciate you. We appreciate your talent.
Oh, yeah. Very talented.
Yes.
Yeah. But let us know what you think. Like, subscribe, share. Join the Parker's Couch if you haven't already. And we got great things in store for you.
Until next time, as my friend Moore used to say. Oh, until next time on America.
Oh. Yeah, I'm about to cut it off. You still talking.
I had to get it right. Until next time, America.
Bye.